Kehlani is in big trouble after her ex-partner and father of her daughter is exposing her religious cult and trying to take back their little girl from the dark side. This is so messy, so let's get into it. Imagine this, you've been in an accident or someone you love has been seriously hurt. Suddenly you're facing a mountain of medical bills, paperwork, and insurance companies that don't want to pay what you deserve. Now, what if I told you there was a simple solution to this nightmare? Getting compensation when you are entitled to can be tricky, with many personal injury firms giving you the runaround, drowning you in paperwork and settling for less than what you deserve. But it doesn't have to be that way. This is where Morgan & Morgan steps in. As America's largest injury law firm, they've modernized the entire process. With over 1,000 attorneys across all 50 states, they have the resources to take on big insurance companies and give you the money you deserve. And trust me, they don't settle for lowball offers. Just this year, they secured a $26 million settlement in Philadelphia, 40 times more than the highest insurance offer. And there are plenty more stories like that. You could just fill out a simple form in minutes. No appointments, no complicated paperwork. Everything is done from your phone. Plus, it's totally free unless you win. Morgan & Morgan makes the process easy and stress-free. You can head over to forthepeople.com/Sloan. You can also find that link in the description below to get started. Remember, the process is free unless you win. Thank you, Morgan & Morgan, for sponsoring this video, and enjoy. Kehlani is a popular singer who's found herself in a controversy and partly a conspiracy involving her child because her ex is claiming that their daughter Adea is in danger and that Kehlani has gotten her daughter involved in a cult. I'm so tired of talking about cults, but this is so dangerous and it's getting very real, especially for Javon, who wants to protect his daughter. Reports claim that Kehlani and Javon's nasty feud seemingly came out of nowhere for those who followed their relationship. Now, although the couple weren't together for long, the pair have seemed to co-parent pretty well. At least that's how it seemed until we learned the truth. I want to talk a little bit about Javon White because I know who Kehlani is, but I don't know Javon. He's a former guitarist. It looks like he's the younger brother of a comedian, so somewhat in the industry. They had a daughter together, Adea, back in 2019. Kehlani shared on Queen Radio that she was lucky enough to find a partner who was bisexual. She also revealed that she planned to get pregnant while on break from touring, saying we have a short time frame of getting intimate to actually try to get pregnant between work schedules. Although Kehlani did reveal on Queen Radio that her partner was identifying as bisexual, I do want to note that there was a tweet sent out by his account that said he never said he was gay or bisexual and that Kehlani actually manipulated this to feed some storyline, saying Kehlani lied on my sexuality to protect whatever lesbian identity was working for her at the time. He also took issue with people viewing him as a gay sperm donor rather than a father because Kehlani has really pushed their lesbian identity. They soon broke up after welcoming their daughter Adea, which further fed into the idea that he was just there to donate the sperm. They handled their breakup very privately. We didn't learn what actually led to their split, but in 2021, Kehlani maintained that she and Javon were really close friends. Kehlani was quoted saying, "Me and her dad are like really close friends. And the decision to start a family was really easy for us because we both believed in each other's ability to be good parents." At least they did at the time. Because in August 2024, we learned the shocking news that Javon is filing for full custody and claiming that his daughter is now part of a cult. Javon makes a bunch of allegations that Kehlani has a busy schedule and that she's got bipolar disorder. But a bulk of his concerns came in response to this cult led by Neto. Neto seems to be a reference to Ernesto Quinones, who heads a nonprofit church in California with his wife Naomi. Kehlani has spoken about her 2020 introduction to an Afro-Caribbean religion called La Regla de Ocho, also known as Santeria. I don't know much about this religion, but just some context. Now, Javon's not set up in a good place because he's not listed on Adea's birth certificate because she was born through a home birth, which was orchestrated by Neto's group. Javon has some pretty damning allegations. Like Neto, this cult has numerous claims of committing SA against women and young girls. When Kehlani is touring, Adea is allegedly left alone in the care of random adult members of the cult, which he also accuses them of using drugs. Javon said he was physically restrained and threatened by members in 2023 when he tried to intervene after discovering that Neto performs religious ceremonies on Adea while no one is allowed to be in the room. Javon claimed that he was kept away from his daughter because Neto had a vision that I guess Javon would kill his own daughter, which is clearly the opposite here. If this is true, it sounds like Kehlani is more like sacrificing their daughter. Now, several days after the filing went public, social media and multiple outlets accused Kehlani of being in this cult. Kehlani took to Instagram to refute the claims that they ever put their child in any dangerous environment. She also said that this situation was legal, private, and it involves the family. So they're not going to comment on it even further, which I think is actually kind of like a sus. It's like, is the cult telling her to be quiet and to handle in court and to seal everything so we don't hear the truth? I'd prefer if she addressed these specific claims and talk about the cult Neto.
2 weeks after the singer's ex, Javon Young White, filed for legal and physical custody of their 5-year-old daughter, Kehlani slams the notion that the child is being raised in a cult. Kehlani says on her Instagram stories August 6th, "I strongly deny any claims that I have put my child in harm's way or left my child alone with anyone deemed dangerous or unsafe. I also do not align with any of the allegations made against my former religious community that have been stated in the media."
There is one statement I take away from there: my former religious group. So that's either she's trying to disassociate from the group, whether she's part of it, but publicly not wanting to acknowledge it, probably to save face, or she did actually leave this group and maybe had a realization, an awakening. While Javon has moved forward with the filing, his ex, Kehlani, defended herself. Now we get more information on everything because on August 13th, we learned that Kehlani actually filed a temporary restraining order against Javon. Kehlani asked for a DV restraining order to protect their daughter from her father's emotional harm, neglect, and to protect Kehlani from, I guess, the force he puts upon her, which is never okay. She also claims that he has been emotionally abusive towards her since she was pregnant with their daughter, so maybe that explains their breakup. She says Javon is prone to apparent periods of despair, tirades of uncontrolled anger and rage, saying that he once threw a guitar at her during a fight when she was 7 months pregnant. They also accused Javon of being unkept around their daughter, stating if he has their daughter Adea, that she's returned filthy and reeking of marijuana. Oh my gosh. Saying that Javon is emotionally unwell, which they believe is the catalyst for his turbulent behavior. Kehlani claims that at one point she asked Javon to leave their property in mid-June on a day where he allegedly smashed through her locked bedroom door in a fit of anger, calling her names and claiming that she had trapped him with the birth of their daughter. Kehlani also submitted audio recordings of Javon, not a good look, and handwritten entries from a diary she says he left in her back house this year. So not him providing like written evidence. Javon replied on Instagram naturally, saying, "I've been lied on and manipulated for years. I have evidence for everything. I've always forgiven and come back around because otherwise my daughter is weaponized against me. The moment I try to leave for good, I was retaliated against with violence and anti-blackness. I ran from this lady multiple times in my life for good reason." This is so messy. Javon claims that he's lying and that she's got a history of making up things. He alleged, for example, that Kehlani lied about being R-worded by the person she cheated on her ex-girlfriend Kiera with. Oh, so he's trying to say in a past relationship that she claimed she was R-worded, but in fact, she actually just cheated. And she tried to cover that? That's really scary. He said, "I want all the false accusations of harm to rest. That is not normal to scream harm when you don't know what to do." At this moment, Kehlani has full custody of their daughter, Adea, and Javon, I believe, isn't allowed to have contact. So I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Which side would you be on? Like, because I also know that, like, if you are going to challenge someone, like, the best way is to make them look super, like, incredible, like non-credible, not incredible. You don't want to make them look good. You want to make them look non-credible. So I could totally see, like, if he is sane, which I don't know, like, she could, like, formulate this plan to make him look like he's a mess. He's crazy. You know, like, don't pay attention to him or what he said, because he's the problem. When in fact he's like maybe going crazy because of what he's witnessing and like the evil side of the industry. I don't know. Let's talk about it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in a new one soon. Bye guys.